everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. As you might have been able to guess, both from me not reading out any synopsis or description, and also by looking at the title of this video, this will not be a typical review. Instead, it will be a tag video. I have a review in the works that is going to be of a book that will tackle some pretty heavy themes. So until I get to that, I wanna tackle something that is more lighthearted and hopefully more more simply entertaining. I found the idea for this particular tag from Alex from This Is Not a Booktube. I'm not sure if she created it, but until I know, I'm gonna credit her as the creator. Alex, if you're watching this and want to credit someone else, then go ahead and do just that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the questions. There are 9 overall. This should be relatively easy. Number 1. What is the working title of your book? Well, the working title pretty much basically is what I think will also be the definitive title. But you don't need to define a working title for you. It is Heir to the Empire, The Path Not Taken. As you might be able to guess, this book will tackle some topics about regret and about alternative actions, and we'll do so in a very direct way. I hope that sounds interesting to you. And number 2, question 2, where did the idea for the book come from? Well, the idea for the book is something that is because I wanted to, it comes from the fact that I wanted to get more action in my action adventure story, and I thought the setting that I would create would allow me to do that while also expanding a bit on the world, and by closing up one particular loose end that my first book set up. So yeah. Also, this is still very much a setup book, and I'm looking forward to what I can bring out of it. Question 3. What genre is your book? Well, my first book was coming of age urban fantasy action adventure. This one I'll say is general YA or NA. It's kind of teetering on the brink there actually. High fantasy action adventure. Yeah, I'm changing the setting somewhat, and I also want to add a little more. Also, I want to bring it into a more action adventure, maybe even action thriller direction. I want to see where I can take the ideas and the initiatives that in my particular setting allows. Question 4. Who would you cast in the movie adaptation? I've answered so many questions like this for my debut that I basically have default answers. Regardless, this book will not have the same main character cast as my debut, so it'll take a little more creative thought to actually answer this. Martha, and also I not only have a default answer. I also actually have 2: best available and best of all time casting choice. For Martha, best available right now would be Camila Cabello, I'll say. The best of all time would be a young Salma Hayek. For Elizabeth, I think the best currently available choice is Anya Taylor-Joy. The best of all time would be someone like Linda Carter, for example. With Marius, I have to admit, with Marius I had to seek out because he wasn't an MC in the first book. I think my first the best casting choice currently available to play Marius would be Liam Hemsworth. The best choice of all time would be a early 90s Brad Pitt. Let's say that. As for the villain of the piece, Emperor Harold I, the best choice of all. I'm going to start with the best choice of all time, which is Christopher Lee. Like, this is very much a Christopher Lee kind of role. The best choice currently available is, I will say, Clancy Brown. He very much he's of the right age, and he has the right look and the right presence to where he can really bring out the the menace associated with this character. So yeah, those are my casting choices as of right now. I might change my mind, though I don't think I will. Question 5. What is the one-sentence synopsis of the book? Martha goes on a quest to exorcise the demons plaguing her family. That is my one-sentence synopsis. I am very in other news, I am very good at summarizing stuff, so I really only need one. I only really needed one sentence. I'm very good at summarizing, but not always good at talking. Yeah, explain that. Question 6. Will your book be self-published? Yes. Unless I get some kind of offer that will also allow me to republish the first book traditionally, alongside publishing its sequel, then it looks like I'll stay on the self-publishing train. It is simply the easiest and most convenient thing to do, as of right now. Question 7. We're in the last third here. How long did it take you to write the first draft? Well, my first draft is actually still being written. The first draft of my first book took about a year to write. While my writing speed has improved somewhat since then, I think my groove has kind of steadied out right now, and I don't think I'll speed up towards the end the same way I did with my first book. So it will most likely take about a year as well, or maybe I'm lucky and be done in like 9 or 10 months. But I don't know. As of right now, I'm still kind of doubting that. Question 8. Who or what inspired you to write the book? Well, I've always had ideas floating around in my head as to pertaining to what kinds of books I wanted to write, and eventually, when I was 27, I decided, okay, I'm gonna publish a book by the time I'm 30, and that is what I did. The thing is, the concept I've had for the book that I've published was a concept that became too good and too expansive to just leave to one book, and that is why I decided to stretch it over an entire series. And yeah, that's what led me to writing its sequel, and also to writing out the and it will also lead me to writing out the books that will follow. I am right now still in the setup phase of this series. That's not to say things don't happen, because they do, and I do in fact plan on bringing in a lot more action into this into this story within this book. But for now it'll still mostly work as setup for the larger series. And finally, question 9. What else about the book might pique the reader's interest? Well, what can I say? It brings in a whole bunch of new and hopefully exciting characters, and also it brings back existing characters and brings them and sets them into new situations that you probably did not expect, and have to see that, and they have to contend with them in a variety of more unusual, more intriguing ways. And yeah, that was the last question of the tag, and therefore I'm done with it. Thank you very much for your attention. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, and maybe even share it wherever you think other people will like it as well. If you have anything you'd like to add to what it is I said, the comment section awaits your input. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe, and ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My own debut novel, which I've already mentioned a few times, Heir to the Empire, The Next Generation, is available at most major book retailers under a master link in the description below, right past my social media, which I also suggest you look up. And yeah, that was about it. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Taylor, and this has been The Heir's Lair.